Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the ReGen Invitational. We are on the Invitational bracket. My name is Bahamut, and we find ourselves here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. If you're sitting at home seeing the fire of an intro that they made over on the ReGen side, and you're wondering how we got to Tomb of Spider Queen, I got you covered, friends. The home team this evening is going to be the members of Jailbait. They opted for first pick priority winning the coin flip. They ban out Cursed Hollow and Alterac Pass. The members of Durotan's Couch are going to ban out Sky Temple and Brax's Holdout, choosing to take us to Tomb of the Spider Queen. We get back into our draft, and we have an ETC Joanna ban on the left-hand side, Zool to be banned out on the right. We are on the current and live patch, so no PTR adjustments or anything like that has come in just yet. But yes, the Pin Man, that intro is definitely awesome. I also forgot to have a bunch of sources mute, so I'm going to quickly fix that, just so that way we can have that quality North American production. So I just need to deactivate a couple things really quickly. So I just want to make sure my microphone is going to turn off, as well as the draft loop, because we want to make sure that is off before that runs. My apologies, everyone. We are just fixing things as we go along. Draft loop audio, deactivate. Okay, cool. So we don't have to pull from that anymore. That's the order it's going to run in, and that is it. All right, so we can get into casting. Sorry about that. It's strange only 50 viewers with a hot stream. I mean, I was playing Hearthstone before this, so people don't really care about me playing Hearthstone. But people show up. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just happy to be talking about Here's the Storm and raising some money for a very good cause. All right, so we have a Diablo ban that was banned on the right-hand side, and then we have a Greymane Garrosh on the right, and a Sylvanas picked up on the left. Push power is a big factor here. That's why you're also seeing the Greymane being grabbed. They also do have the ability to solo into camps, push out lanes, and also single target dive is really strong from them. They can rotate into like bottom lane and help out the solo lane, or maybe get a gank down there. We are going to be seeing a Mal'Ganis grabbed here with a Sylvanas, and I mean, they could realistically grab a healer, and it's going to be Anduin. I was thinking they might go into Ana for the nano boost, and maybe go into something like a Kael'thas or Jaina. That way they have some burst potential, as well as the Sleep Dart to help set up Mal'Ganis even more so, and Jaina. But either way, that Anduin, the Leap of Faith, will be a really good tool to be able to pull people out of some hairy situations. They do need a solo lane. They also need some wave clear on the side of Jailbait. If I'm on the side of Durotan's Couch, I'd be looking to maybe ban out something that I don't plan to take. Li Ming is often paired with Greymane, but I think we're going to be seeing something like a Jaina, so they're going to go into the Kael'thas ban, which makes a lot of sense. Getting rid of the potential wave clear for them. I care, man. You playing Hearthstone as much as... I love you playing Hearthstone as much as I love your HOTS. Thank you so much, Harking. It's one of those things that, like, you know, like, I see the stats, I know what people show up for. Like, you can literally, like, if you look at my stream summary, it goes, like, and it's like, am I casting HOTS? No. And it's like, are you casting HOTS? Yes. Like, every single one of my stream summaries is just like, Hearthstone slowly going up. Oh, we started casting HOTS. Like, that's literally how it goes. I like the stream while I play WoW. That's actually what I've been told by a couple people too. They're like, I like to listen to you and I like to hang out while I play WoW. I just lurk. And I'm like, that means the world to me. Looney Tune, also, how you doing, friend? Thanks for coming by. Ghoul Dan and Deckard Kane were grabbed on the right-hand side as my co-caster has left the room. I'm trying to hear if he went and got water, but I don't know. He's been staring out the window a lot lately, but that's because we've had bears active, and he can't he doesn't go and do anything. He just likes to stare out the window when they're near. And I know for a fact that there are bears because 1, there were footprints in the front yard. 2, there was a big old dookie in my front yard. And 3, they pulled my neighbor's trash and scattered it across my front yard. Chen and Junkrat to be grabbed, so some displacement coming out. Zadnum, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome everyone from Zadnum stream. I hope you had a good one, my friend. If someone can give them a shout, that would be very much appreciated. I like the stream when I play WoW as well. Thank you, Kaleo. I never look at my viewer numbers like while I'm streaming, so I have no idea. And then averages are, you know, averages, so you don't really get a clear depiction from that one. Last though pick coming out from the side of Durotan's Couch. Something in the solo to go up against the Chen. There you go. A Leoric will be grabbed. It's almost like Bandit knows when the draft is almost over, because he'll leave the room when draft is taking place and then come back in right at the end. Like, it's the weird, like, he's literally sitting down right now from coming out of the room. Thank you, Kaylee. I appreciate that, bud. Bears? Yeah. They spread my neighbor's trash across my front yard this morning, and it was just like, I cleaned it all up. Like, I went outside. How's it going? It's going pretty good. We are getting into some ReGen games for the ReGen Invitational. Thanks for rating over all your friends. Are you doing okay, bud? Hey, are you doing all right? Yeah, you all right? You okay? Thank you for the shout out. I hope you enjoyed your Here's the Storm. And it is going good over here. We worked all day, got a good amount of work done. I feel like you appreciate that butt? Huh? What? What, Kaleo? No, I know what you mean. It's a butt with one T. I was in the middle of a sentence and I stopped saying something. But this is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen for game number 1 in our first best of 3 of the evening, and I just had a joyful time cleaning up my neighbor's trash because they apparently threw out like eggshells and like the back part of like the shrimp, like the prawn like skin or whatever. They threw out all that stuff. And it's like not in their garage, like it's just sitting out on the side of their house. I'm like, bears are gonna come by. Anyways, let's get into game. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Jailbait. We are going to be seeing Fragistellar on the Sylvanas. H2O will be on the Chen. Cawthon, excuse me, is going to be on the Mal'Ganis. Smiley will be on that Anduin, and we've got Kobo on the Junkrat. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Durotan's Couch. We've got Gohan is going to be on the Gul'dan. Sailor Twift will be on the Deckard Cain. Wildcards on the Greymane. We have Sir Noble on the Garrosh, and Captain Wedge is going to be on that Leoric for the bottom lane. Let's go ahead and get into our level 1s and see what our first engagement looks like. You replaced Bud with Butt. Okay. Yeah, I can't... Kaylee, you can't do those things to me. There's a 20-second delay. I believe that I said something else. Like, I don't even know what I said 20 seconds ago. I think I was still introducing the teams, maybe. Either way, that's going to be a I was going to say night shift, but either way, they're going to be having... I can't think of the word now, either way. They're going for Sir Noble. The Fellclaws will be able to come out. They actually don't get the last little bit of damage. Kobo does get that last auto in. H2O is going to be trying to walk away. They do have that stagger damage. They might be able to drink through this pain. Anduin might have a flash heal as well. No, they'll get it afterwards, but either way, they drink through the pain. Night Rush, there we go. I could not think of Night Rush for the life of me, but I'm looking through level 1s just to see what people went for here. Sapphire for the Deckard Cain is a good thing to note because of the kill potential where you are going to be slowing them by like 60% or something like that. Excuse me. Increases it. I don't know what the base slow is off of Deckard Cain's. I believe the base slow is 30. We can actually double check that really quickly. Slowing them for 35, so it goes up to 65% with the Sapphire, which is big. I mean, you're like Earthgrass Totem or the Subdue from Joanna when they finish that out, or if they hit 2 heroes, those are 80% slows. So we're about 15% left. Lingaria, thank you so much for the resubscription. Thank you for the 5 months tier 1s. 5 months already. I'll resend your alert when we get out of game. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having a wonderful night, Lingaria. Team Freedom Spray? Yeah, Lazy Hydra. I saw it too. I saw that. Chastise comes out, actually just catches the foot of Sir Noble, who does get a potion as they are rotating back down into mid lane. I do want to note and point out Gul'dan already at 13 stacks on the Echoed Corruption at level 1. That's a big win for Gul'dan. Smiley going to get thrown out of position right there. DB trying to make their way back. That's going to be a Night Rush out from the Mal'Ganis that does stop Gohan from throwing out some damage, but now they're going to go ahead and get that suck onto Cawthon, just trying to get themselves a little extra health. They are end up going to be backing off in that mid lane. It's not our standard rotations here. Typically we see a massive core 4 rotations. A little split right now. Leoric will be going for a turn in towards the lower half of our map, as we are going to be having... I was about to be like, oh, it's 2 minutes 30. Our objective's coming up. No, we're on the self spawning objective, or at least the team needs to be able to summon that objective right now. on Tomb of the Spider Queen. I'm still in such a habit constantly to like look up at the timer and be like, oh, we're almost at 3 minutes, which is on average for most maps the time when the objective starts. The only time it's like it's different on some maps here and there, like Dragonshire is a good example, or Brax's Holdout. Those ones are very, very early. Blackheart's Bay as well, but we don't cast that, so we don't talk about that. But either way, going to be having Sailor Twift and friends continuing rotations. No massive experience gain, even though there are 2 kills in favor for the members of Jailbait. Looks like the experience has been still coming in fairly consistent from the members of Durotan's Couch. We can actually see that breakdown between the minion experience. About 600, which is about equal to the heroic experience that you're seeing between those kills, as well as the minion gain. So we'll keep an eye on that one, as there is a bit of a dynamic shift back and forth, and we'll cycle through those other numbers in a little bit, as there is going to be a groundbreaker onto Smiley, but they're able just to back right out of there. We do have Sylvanas rotating into bottom lane. Captain Wedge does get the Wraith Walk out, and they are able to get out of there with a little bit of health under their belt, some 600 at the time, I do believe, but they managed to tap well, and they're going to be fine for now, as both teams do have turn-in availability. Big question is who's going to be able to get it in. We can actually go ahead and show you who's got what gems overall as well. That's a really good tool right there, so you can all see what everyone's carrying and who might be the one who really needs to turn in for a friendly team. We're looking for about 16 on the side of Durotan's Couch and only 4 on the left-hand side, so Sylvanas or Junkrat can grab that, but on the opposing side, they're going to need like Uther, excuse me, not Uther, they're going to need Leoric and Greymane to probably turn in for those 2 teams. The 7 talent tier just now comes in for Durotan's Couch. Sailor 12 would make a good pirate name. It would. Also, Karamo, how are you doing, friend? I hope you're having a wonderful night. Thanks for swinging in. Sorry about that. I was looking over at chat and saying hi, and Sylvanas will be going down. They find themselves a first kill on the side of Durotan's Couch. It will be 2-1 instead kill, 7 up on both sides. Elusive Brawler for that Chen as well, just to be able to dive in and get into that backline and be more of a harassing tool. Also, so Greymane isn't able to burst them down too much, because I believe it blocks incoming physical damage. Basic attacks, yeah. Oops. I honest to God thought that was me. Like, I clicked my mouse awkwardly, and it was just like, no, it's not me. Looks like we have lag from one of the players, so we're going to have a little bit of a delay right now. But either way, that's the start of game number 1. Also, Lingaria. Oops, mouse is locked to game. Thank you so much for the resubscription, my friend. I really appreciate it. Canada internet hates us. Someone just puts A plus internet.
Subscribed.
Is it provided by Tim Hortons?
Already.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's just get back into this, because these teams. Maple syrup. I honestly thought I broke something for some reason, because like my mouse clicked the moment the pause happened. I was like, wait, did I accidentally hit pause break? And I'm like, no. This isn't Bush League. I didn't accidentally do that. Guess I can show you this now. Bandit Tail. I'll have to look at that after the game. A plus internet, like that. It was just sorry. That was so good. Like that was a good one. Sir Noble is going to be maybe getting caught out. Toss goes out. They actually managed to get to the far side of this, as there was a lot of good healing coming in from Sailor Twift, as well as just the repositioning. And the way they played that. Captain Wedge is defending in bottom lane. H2O pushing in with the Webweaver. Darkwave will be coming out from said Webweaver. Sorry, I chugged way too much tea when we were on break, and now it's just like it didn't settle, and now I have to just keep talking on top of it, but either way, we're fine. Sir Noble looking for another Groundbreaker at 14 stacks already, so sitting fairly good on that one. Captain Wedge is sustaining in this bottom lane and clearing things out, but they will lose their well to this. Actually, no, they're going to save their well with 41 HP. Meanwhile, in mid lane, not finding a team fight just yet. I love good team banter, yeah. I give it an A+, yeah. Sorry, that was clever. That was really clever. I like that one. All right, Wraithwalk from New York puts them onto the far side of this. We do have a turn-in on the right-hand side for the members of Durotan's Couch. Now, I want to point this out. They only need 8 gems to turn in, and they're sitting on 54, so that means that they need to clear 3 waves during this next objective phase to get back +1 all the gems they just spent, which means they can go into roughly back-to-back turn-ins if they get another wave or 2 after that. Actually, I believe they need, what, like 5 waves total before this. You know what I mean. The caster math is already kicking in, and we're in game number 1, but my whole point is they can essentially go for back-to-back turn-ins if they're able to. Really good Banshees out from Sylvanas right there, so she can get to the far side of that. The Warlord's Challenge coming out just after. We're going to cycle through the other numbers as Light Bomb comes out from DB Smiley. Sir Noble split from the fight, but it looks like they're going to be able to join back into the friendly team. Horrified does come out from the Gul'dan as well. DB Smiley very low. Greymane not able to dive in onto them. That might have been a suicide. Riptire coming out from the Junkrat. They are very stacked up on the right-hand side. Two of them are going to get hit. Night Rush coming out from the Mal'Ganis as the Junkrat gets themselves over the Entomb from Captain Wedge. That was just the lower half of your screens. DB Smiley very low. They're going to throw the minion on top of them. Greymane dives out as they are silenced, I believe, from a Wailing Arrow. Wandering Keg is up from Chen, but here's the thing. You can see on your minimap, they are still in bottom lane. Not going to be able to help out the friendly team anytime soon outside of just clearing a minion wave, or excuse me, a web weaver wave. Sir Noble being targeted by Caught, then they do have a potion right next to them. Night Rush does come out to just put a couple of them to sleep, but Decker Kane throws out a couple potions, does get a slow onto them. No Sapphire onto that one. No Groundbreaker connecting, but Greymane goes in, and they also zone some gems away. That's a huge denial in favor for the members of Durotan's Couch in game number 1 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. And now, I'm actually surprised they're pushing in. They've got 69 in the bank. Wandering Keg coming out from Chen. If they stagger out some, or if they lose a bunch of gems here, they're gonna lose 15 gems unless they step. Oh my god, no way. I kept wanting to say step past this fort, but they end up getting the fort down, and Tomb comes out from Leoric. That's going to be Fragastellar not going down. They actually find the Greymane. Captain Wedge picks up so many gems right there. 52 gems on the Leoric themselves. They only need one wave here. Horrify comes out from Gul'dan, but I believe they were locked in place. So they didn't go anywhere. If Captain Wedge clears one wave, they have a turn in, but this is the difficult part with having that many gems. Now the enemy team knows, all right, this is all sitting on one hero. We just need to basically block one turn, or we need to watch Leoric consistently. We're not too worried about Gul'dan. We're not too worried about Decker Kane. Yeah, they'll get 10 in, but it's those 52 plus, essentially, or down the road for this Leoric that they're going to be needing to watch. They might actually go for a turn in here. Kobo does... No, okay, Caster Math was kicking in, but Mal'Ganis will have that last couple gems they need, and they're going to be able to get that turn in on the side of Jailbait. So that will be our third web weaver of the game. These have been non-stop web weavers. I think after this one, if they get a turn in on the side of Durotan's Couch, they might not have, like, it might be a little bit before either team can go for a turn in, but either way, 13 talents here will be in favor for Durotan's Couch as Jailbait's looking to soak up that experience as quickly as possible, clearing out this mid wave. It looks like they also might push in through mid wave together, just peeking into top lane really quickly to show what the Webweaver position is a little bit clearer outside of just the mini-map. Same thing, like bottom lane, Leoric is going to be clearing that out as they're freezing it by their front gate, but mid lane is going to be the jam right now for the members of Jailbait as they're looking to step up. That's going to be a Junkrat Concussion Mine to kind of zone back the enemy team from stepping up. Also will be a good defensive tool once they are trying to retreat or anything like that. They're probably going to leave that on the ground for quite a bit of time as the Webweaver losing. It's going to go down to about half health right there. Decker Kane lands a massive root, but no follow-up just yet. A lot of potions on the ground. Gul'dan does throw out an Echoed Corruption, or Corruption, sitting at 39 stacks. It's going to be a Wandering Keg from Chen that's going to be forcing Wildcard into the wall. There's going to be an Entomb from Leoric. Stay while and listen from the Decker Kane. That's going to be a Light Bomb as well from Anduin. Wildcard trying to get to the far side of this engagement as the Carrion Swarm will be popped by the Mal'Ganis. They find the kill onto the Greymane as we actually have such a split fight. There was a Wailing Arrow, I believe, at a point. Gul'dan does finish up that level 1 questing talent 10 minutes and 10 seconds into this game. Webweaver in top lane still healthy, still pushing on in as they're still brawling out in mid lane. Leoric Wraith walking through a lot of these players because they do have that ominous Wraith, which allows them to have the damage reduction, I believe, by 25%. Excuse me, 50%. So you're just halving the damage of the enemy team as you're trying to team fight, and it worked out for them right there. Leoric going to get a big old swing in top lane. Did go into Neil Peasant, so that does allow them to clear things out a lot quicker. 84 gems currently sitting in the pockets for Durotan's Couch as they lose, I believe, 3 forts during that objective phase. The top lane might have been pushed down a little bit already. I'm not 100% sure onto that one, but now Sir Noble and friends looking to turn in a few of their gems. I mean, but between the Leoric and the rest of the team, they actually have almost double turn, and it's a little bit more so because it's going to be 55 then to 60 that they need in total, but we're not going to try and cast math. I think it's like 115 total that they need. Either way, red turn-in will happen. That's going to be a Warlord's Challenge on the Cawthon. Does get the Night Rush as well as the Light Bomb from DB Smiley. They're going to throw out that Divine Star to get some healing onto the friendly team, but they're now set up for defensive posture for our 4th Webweaver of this game, 2nd one on the side of Durotan's Couch. 69, nice, exactly, Ace. How you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by. Did I hear Wandering Keg? Yes, Chen W's in chat. KPB, thank you, yes. Thank you, Lazy Hydra. Keg W, Chen W. As I said, I need to edit that emote this weekend. I'm going to work on it a little bit more so it's a little bit, it's scaled up. I'm going to remove the box and the little black area behind it. But I was just like, I wanted to throw it out there and just see how it looks, but now I'm just like, all right, I really like it, and we'll fit it with it a little bit more this weekend. Unless Final Fantasy VII shows up, then I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to play that game. Riptire coming out from the Junkrat. Stay well and listen, I think was started by Decker Kane, but you can see it's on a 10-second cooldown. Top lane Webweaver is going to end right there. Bottom lane will be pushing in. Mid lane already cleared out. Wondering Keg off cooldown. Looking to maybe chase in here. If they, oh, that was a really good groundbreaker as well. I'm skimming through talents as well. So there's going to be a Wandering Keg. Chen just trying to... I mean, this Wandering Keg doesn't split the team as they are expecting. Sylvanas will be in bottom lane doing their best to burn this down. As I said, they're very, very close to back-to-back turn-ins. Only a wave or two. Yeah, like they need like a wave right here. They need this top wave, and they're going to be able to have turn-in once again. And back-to-back turn-ins are pretty powerful. They did have that mid lane pushed back against them. So it'll be a little bit of time, but also, once again, just to note, Leorc, 30, actually 39 on that Leorc, so not a whole lot. Stay well unless you coming out from the Decker Kane. That's going to be Junkrat, first one to go down. Wraithwalk from Leorc as they get a massive Entomb onto 2. That's going to be a Light Bomb from DB Smiley, but realistically, Leorc's already Wraithwalking, so they don't really care. There was a Wailing Arrow out from Sylvanas as well. DB not going down. They're actually throwing, they're just trying to chase onto this Anduin, and they're not able to connect onto it in time. Frag Stellar is split from the friendly team, gonna throw the Banshees back, gonna trigger those. That's the typical Sylvanas juke you see, but now, do they go for Boss plus Webweaver? They've got 2 down on the opposing side. Looks like Gul'dan's gonna poke at this. They should have enough turn in between the rest of the team. Captain Wedge is gonna turn in 40, and I think what they're gonna do is this is what I like to see teams do. So now, you've got 40 in the bank. You've got Cernople with 15, and you've got Gohan with 7. You need to cycle those players out of the team fight consistently during this phase, as I'm going to bring it back to Bandit and I, and we have some lag issues. Canada strikes again is the question. No, it's not even a question. So it looks like Leoric and Greymane have DC'd for the second. Classic being in the same house, as is tradition. Okay. Kind of awful. Days have been one hell after another recently. I'm sorry to hear that, bud. I hope things level out for you, though. I hope it's all right. More DCs, F, yeah. It's okay. The one benefit I will say is that our next best of 3 starts at 8 o'clock, so we have 2 hours for this block, so we have time for pauses, which isn't that bad. Like, if we were going back-to-back games and it's like this goes to a game 3, then I'd be like super worried, but right now, we've got still an hour and a half before our next game. Typically, a best of 3 series takes an hour and a half. If going to 3 games, maybe an hour 45-ish. If setting up lobbies go slow, but these teams are kind of on point. We're just gonna wait for the Canadian internet to kind of warm up that maple syrup so they can get. The 4th house is a Tim Hortons, though. I don't know what I'm catching, but that's it. We have a Tim Hortons here, and it's amazing. I miss Tim Hortons. We had it in Detroit. Lazy Hydra redeemed some pets for Bandit. We can get that going. You can get some pets for the boy. Yeah. How you doing, bud? Tired today? There you go. But Harkenbane. One day Canada will take over the world and then you'll be sorry. I'll be sorry? We'll all be sorry? I feel like Canada can't take over the world because they'll just be apologizing half the time. I mean, I do it too. I'm from the Midwest. So I'm reading chat to see if there's anything worthwhile that I need to know. You've actually had Tim Hortons? Oh, hell yeah. It's all over Detroit. Like, Michigan has a ton of Tim Hortons because there's the Canadian border right there. Oh, yeah, you sent me something earlier. I can look at it now. Yeah, we used to, it's Bandit's Tale. That's the whole gift. Like, that's all we need in life. There's actually down the road from my parents' house where like I grew up and everything, there's a Tim Hortons Wendy's combination. I shit you not. There's 2 drive-thrus. There's a Tim Hortons drive-thru and a Wendy's drive-thru, and if you go inside, it's just like literally like you walk in and you go Tim Hortons or Wendy's. I miss I can't tell you how many days after high school I spent like hanging out there with my friend Brandon. I can't tell you how many, but you know what I can tell you? We got a game. Uh-oh. Wait. I want to unpause it, and I can't. All right, we did it. We learned how to press buttons. We did it, team. We're here. We're back. We are still in game number 1. Everyone's rejoined the game. Do not blame Molson. Molson's a delicious beer. I used to get that dirt cheap in Detroit as well. It was like $22.73 for a 28 pack of that stuff, and it was the jam in college. Boss was grabbed here. That's gonna be Riptire from the Junkrat as well. We actually have a whole slew of fights happening, as that will be the Orc going down. Coughing jumps into the back line, trying to get the Carrion Swarm, and Junkrat finds a second kill right there. That's going to be Greymane diving out. Wildcard will go down. Sir Noble getting picked off as well. And while the members of Durotan's Couch were DC'd, they figured out how to turn this around, and they're going to be having another DC happening. I'm not even turning off chat anymore. I just want you all to see this. You can see everything. I don't care. The tail wet. Yeah, exactly. I agree, Day. We have that a lot. My dad would get a burger and a coffee. Nice. It's because it's Canadian beer. Canadian beer's delicious, though. Was gonna wait till they spawned. Oh, okay. H2O paused it. We're just, you know what? We're hanging. IDK, if you ran out of pauses. They have one left, apparently. All right, well. We'll see how things are going. While we're in this pause really quickly, I want to talk to you about the little thing that's in the center of the screen below me, and that is going to be rage quit. No. It's unfortunately it's legit internet issues. Sorry, I'm double checking something. That's the wrong combo. All right, we're on Central, so we're did the moose fall asleep on the job? Dear Lord. All right, let's talk about Canadian beer and how good it is. Like, Labatt's Blue and Molson got me through college. Like, heck, I think I have a Labatt Blue and a Molson tap handle for my keg, because I used to get kegs of that, because it was so cheap. Is Canada Internet Fiber? No, it's just oh my god, it's just double doubles. That's all it is. It's a bunch of double cups all put together, and they just shoot the fiber through that. Hopefully it's not because the traffic. I don't know. I really don't know. They're talking about syrup and stuff like that. I don't know what's happening. I don't even drink, and I know Canadian beer is the bomb. I agree. Like, Canadian beer is where it's at. Well, on the road to 40k points, there you go, Ace. What's up? That's what you need. Tin can with a string, yeah, exactly. It's just a bunch of Timmy cups. That's all it is. They both DC'd from the Discord as well. Wow, that is some. Canadians use mooses to power their PCs instead of hamsters. We're used. No, actually, so in most of the world we use potatoes because we have so many because of Idaho. Obviously, Idaho potatoes, that's where we get all of our potato PCs. In Canada, they don't have it. They don't have potatoes up there. They have maple syrup. So what they do is they power their computers with maple syrup, and it's a whole chemical reaction. So they're probably out in the forest right now tapping trees, trying to get a little extra maple syrup to power up their machines. Kind of bad, Bahamut. How was your day? 10 points at a time, I'll achieve 40k. There you go. Canadian beer is delicious. I agree. Canada's taking tips from Australia internet. Also, I know. Hold on. You're asking me about my day, and we'll get to that in a second. But Canada also has poutine, and that's like, I don't need to say anything more. That's it. I actually really want poutine now. It means just gravy, cheese curds, and French fries. Like, hello? It pops up here and there in the United States, but not as popular as it is in Canada. I had like poutine in Spain, because I went when I was in Spain one time. Like, I went to a restaurant with some friends, and I didn't know what was on the menu. Then there were no pictures, so I just pointed at something, and it was the most delicious thing. Poutine? Putin, is that a Russia thing? No, poutine is it's French fries, gravy, and cheese curds. I believe you can like deck it out with other stuff as well, but like, it is so good. Oh my god. Australia has chips and gravy. I'd try chips and gravy. The only thing I'd be afraid of is the chips getting soggy. Like, I know French fries get soggy in the poutine or in the gravy as well, but like, I'd try that. I've heard it pronounced so many different ways. I have poutine. I don't know. They're resetting their router. Real quick question: who gets to touch Bahamut's beard? No one. That's you don't just do that. But on the to answer how my day was, it was pretty good. I moved a little slow on a project that I'm working on. I'm like, I feel like I'm just going so slow on it, and it's one of those like weird frustrating things. Like, I don't have an official deadline for this, but I've set a deadline in my head, and I don't feel like I'm on track for it, so I'm starting to like panic a little bit that I'm not getting it done, even though I don't really have a set date to finish this by. Like, if my boss called me on Friday and was just like, hey, how's it going? Like, status update, and I told them, they'd probably be like, cool, that's whatever. But I'm like, I constantly am just like panicking. I'm just like, am I doing things fast enough? Like, am I good at my job? If they downsize, I'm the first one to go. Like, I'm the easiest to get rid of. Selexia, thank you for coming in here with the 13 months of tier 1 as I have my existential crisis, and it is getting way too hot in the house, so I guess here, this is for you, Selexia. You subscribed. I'm gonna take off my sweater. You can actually see how warm I am because my head's all red. Whew. Did anyone get Valorant keys? There's a song by a Colin called Trumpets and Poutine. Never knew Poutine was up until now. It's so good. It's so good. Like, I know we can talk about so many other things right now. We could talk about the game, we could talk about the draft, but I want to talk about poutine. I want to talk about this delicious monster right here. Look at this. Hold on. Chrome is being Chrome. Look at all of this. Look at this. It's delicious. Actually, so this is in the United States, this is a chain as well. I've had this in LA. I only know because of the box. I just remember what the box looked like. But this is poutine. It's delicious. It's so good. And if any of you are disgusted by it, I don't have words for you. Okay, let's make this an 0-2 or a 2-0 so that way I can go play Persona 5. Dear Lord. Yo, Paradox, what's up? Strip for us, Baja. I won't say specifically when, but there is a point in the stream where feet are on camera. So, Tilted Sister, do some digging. You lost. Wait, what'd you lose? If you get downsided, it's just the universe telling you that you need to cast full. If you get if I get yeah. I mean, honest to God, it is if the thought crosses my mind often that if I were to ever lose my job, what would I do? And the old game plan was to apply to the Gigafactory because it's just down the mountain from me, and I would try and work remotely for them, maybe coming into the office here and there because it's just drafting. Like if it's AutoCAD based stuff, I can draft. Like I can probably do like. I can learn new programs too, so it's not like it's an issue for me in that right. But now, because it's just difficult to find jobs, like I know Twitch has a remote position open, and I legit thought about applying for it, but in the current economic situation, I'm like, I'm not going to try and leave my job right now. I'm not. So that is literally the game plan. Like if somehow we get downsized and anything like that bad happens, that it's like, I honestly think that's what I'll do for a little bit is I'll start streaming full time and try and pull in a little bit of money so that way I can keep Bandit fed. I'll feed Bandit before I eat. That's a fact. But yeah. Okay, looks like we have players getting back into here. But yeah, no, I mean, did someone say Persona 5? Didn't see that coming. Looks like some Final Fantasy VII Feel Nightmare. Muckbag looking snack. It's Selexia, it is like if you were to drink enough alcohol and you were like, man, I want something like greasy and like salty. Oh, that's wording, Bahamut. If I wanted a drunken snack to make me feel better so I don't die the next day, poutine is your best bet. Why not both? Cause I'm scared. I'm honestly scared. I don't think we have the unpause, but okay, either way, let's go ahead and get back into the game. All right, so we are back into this one. Everyone's back in. I don't know what the official decision is for the next DC, but we'll see what happens if that does happen. Let's actually pull up the towns. It's been a little bit since we've looked at those. We are going to be having 16, excuse me, oh my god. We do have turn availability for the side of Jailbait. 16's up on both sides. We did have a massive fight that, well, they did get the boss on the side of Durotan's couch, and they cleared that out in top lane. They did lose quite a few members on the side of Durotan's couch, so they weren't able to get a lot of value with said boss pressure, and they were going for boss plus Webweaver, and that just wasn't able to happen because they weren't able to cycle that extra hero out because, well, said team fight was happening over the boss right there. Either way, though, Siege Giants will be grabbed in the bottom lane by Chen. Looks like we are going to be having New York. I want to point this out as well. This is a good factor for your own games. This camp right now, so you can, there's no camps, like these camps are not on the mini-map. They don't have an icon for them. When it has an icon like that, when an objective phase happens, and it's not every map, it's some of the maps, I would say actually the vast majority do this. The only ones that don't is like, I think there's a couple, and we talked about this on stream, but a big example, because we see it a lot in casted games, is going to be Infernal Shrines. Infernal Shrines camps do not disappear when the Punisher comes out. Battlefield of Eternity, on the other hand, is the opposite, where the camps will disappear when the objective comes up, but if you tag them, they do stay up, and that's that little factor that I was pointing out in the bottom lane. So it does give you a little bit of an advantage if you're looking at the, if you're watching the minimap and you're like, oh, okay, I know that there's someone on that camp as this objective is going to be popping up, so maybe we try and take a 4v5 while one member is down over on that camp. And it's just like little strategies you can play into right now, but right now we will be having Webweavers collapsing into top, mid, and bottom. Mid lane just about going down. I believe it actually completely has been killed out as this is bottom lane. We do have a lot of damage, the Dirty Trickster value being triggered by the Junkrat. I usually point out that little circle underneath them, but it's kind of hard right now as we've had so much back and forth. It is a 12-second cooldown on that ability, so watch underneath them. You actually can see that little smile. It's a green one underneath their icon right now. That means that that's up and available, and both teams can see that. It's going to be the Wandering Keg coming out from Chen. They're going to roll through the Leoric, but they end up going down to the damage over time from the Gul'dan, as that will be a Sylvanas Banshee, or the Haunting Wave, right on top of the Stay Wild and Listen, but it doesn't trigger in time. Carrion Swarm getting the Mal'Ganis out right there. Top lane will be going down to the Massive Wave plus the Catapult up there, and now they're going to be trying to slow them out as they're just chasing this. Sorry, you can't. So you can't cancel Barret Barrel anymore. Okay, today we learned. Today they learned as well. We will feed Bandit, don't you worry. Honestly, I wouldn't. Like, I wouldn't expect you to, but like, if I were to come out and be like, hey, I lost my job, I'm gonna cast full time, and a lot of my money's going towards to make sure I feed Bandit, I think people would be like, how many subs a month do we need for Bandit food? I would honestly break it down like that. I'd be like, all right, we need at least like 20 subs a month to feed Bandit, which actually I think is roughly about a bag of food for him, but he doesn't need a whole bag every month. So either way, that would just get him toys and stuff and bark boxes. Either way, we don't need to plan about any of that because it won't be happening, as we do have the mid lane pressure coming in from Durotan's couch. They will be able to grab this Webweaver phase. Top lane's going to be more defensive if anything, but mid lane seems like the game plan for them. They really want to make something happen here, as 20s are going to be up on both these sides. We'll cycle through some of those other numbers if we do have a chance. This could be a game-ending push. We're 18 minutes into the Spider Queen map. This is a healthy mid-wave push, and they've also got a Webweaver descending right on top of this keep front gate, and they've got a little momentum on the side of Durotan's couch. No kills or anything, but they've just got a good wave behind them. Their lanes are managed, so they don't need to back out and deal with anything, as that's going to be a great necrotic wave coming out from the Webweaver, but the Entomb with the Buried Alive doesn't get the full damage. That will be a Wandering Keg right there, but there was not a Stay Well, listen, a Warlord's Challenge coming out from the Garrosh, which actually found them a kill. That will be Decker King going down, some Mal'Ganis going down, as well as the Junkrat earlier. Light Bomb coming out from DB Smiley Dun, not connecting onto anyone's wildcard, was able to juke it, damage over time, throwing them towards one of the potions that Decker King did leave on the ground. The benefit for the members of Durotan's couch is that even though Decker King isn't here, they did go bottomless flasks. They do have these 4 flasks that they can cycle through, and that's why they were able to push in for so long. Also to sustain over this without their Decker King, but Captain Wedge should be going down. Wraithwalk will not be saving you this time there, bud. And top lane, nice Groundbreaker to slow them, and they're just chasing this. They're doing their best to disengage. Captain Wedge is also slowing them with the Skeletal Swing. Top lane actually has a sliver left on it. I thought top lane went down a while ago. I mean, Baja can eat from Bandit's food if necessary. That's true. If Orange Team doesn't end here, it's going to be a long game. You think so, KPB? No turn on either side. I think this is really going to come down to, it could be a boss play.
Metal spiders.
Great Keg by the W. By the way, by the W. Great Keg by the WA. Yeah, either way. Bottom lane is going to be having these Siege Giants coming through. We do have the Bruiser Camp grabbed for mid lane as the keep did go down. Leoric was able to grab that. Here's the thing, they do have potions. They're going to land right there. They're going to get, you know, a lot of damage thrown onto them. If they get one skeletal swing, they could get another Wraith Walk, but unfortunately, it didn't work out for them. They do, though, have the constant catapult pressure coming in through mid lane, which means every single wave will have a catapult, and we're 19 minutes in, 20 minutes in, this is going to be 400 damage per shot from the catapult. I'm going to jump over to the vision for our orange or red team, if you will, and they're currently... They see this. We have the vision of Captain Wedge, who is the Leoric, so they're scouting this out. They themselves are pushing in through mid. We're going to jump over to the opposing side vision, so they're now seeing the enemy team walking towards their core. They are all hearthing. You can actually see it right there. Anduin's hearthing, everyone's hearthing. They do get the boss. Leoric, I think, was trying to slow this hearth down. Unfortunately, they don't spawn in time to get any sort of... harassment onto that. The core is starting to fall, but this is a little risky. Light Bomb from Anduin will connect onto 2. Decker Kane trying to throw some potions around the core, and that's mostly for the friendly team. Riptire comes out from the Junkrat. They didn't go to extra room, they went into cannonballs. The GGs are actually already being called by the members of Durotan's Couch as they land a massive entomb, but here's the thing, there's no one to deal the damage. Boss is on core, Leoric's the only one left who's gonna go down right there, and they do have this one mage in mid who's gonna go down. Siege Giants in bottom lane won't be going through that fast enough. Core starting to fall on the right-hand side. The core attempt was, well, attempted, and that is going to be the members of Jailbait going up 1 in our first game of our first best of 3 of the evening. Very well played, very hard fought, but they made they took a gamble on the side of Durotan's Couch and it didn't pay off. Maybe in the next game it will, but either way, GG's will be going over to the side of Jailbait. Well played. Whee. All right, we can get back into this. Keep for a game, Keg W. I need this to be a 2-0 or an 0-2 so I can go back and play Persona 5, is what a player said during one of the pauses. All right, that's tea down. We got 1 glass of water, which I'll probably have to get another one before the next best of 3. Jailbait did bait Durotan and put them in jail. Yeah. Game time 0-0. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes it tracks it. Sometimes it doesn't. It's weird. Wit, thank you for joining the Discord server. I didn't even catch this one, Kaleo. Canadian beer is delicious. Canadian bud is delicious. Yep. Mm-hmm. Butt spot coming in just perfect. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to see if we have any information coming through for the next game. We will go ahead and update the team score. Oh, that's why it's doing that. Sorry, I want to fix this because it wasn't loading properly. There we go. So it should be there permanently. If you're wondering what the little donation thing in the center of the screen is, you can hit !ReGen and it'll give you all the information for the charity that there is funding going towards to help military members with PTSD and depression. It is called the Military MVG. I know it's MVG, but like my brain's, it's like Military Veterans Gaming. Hold on. Sorry, I need to double check. I want to say this correctly, that's all. Military and Veteran Gamers, that's what it is. So if you would like to support this charity, it's a non-profit established to support veterans who are struggling with PTSD and depression. You can head over to mvgcharity.org and you can donate on there and you can find out more information about said charity. Also, TB, thank you for joining the Discord server. Much appreciated, my friend. I'm currently just making sure that everything is all set up on our end, as this will be a first pick from... No, it's going to be map pick? All right, sorry, I'm just trying to figure this out really quickly. Team 2... Yeah, okay. I had that right. All right, I need to do one thing, and then we can get going here into our next game. All right, there's that. Let's run the Stinger. Screw it. I want to see the Stinger again. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the ReGen Invitational Bracket Round of 16. My name is Bahamut. We find ourselves here in game number 2 on Infernal Shrines and Stark raiding over. Welcome, everyone, from Stark Stream. If we can get a shout out for Stark, that'd be much appreciated. I hope you had a wonderful stream, my friend, as we get into game number 2 on Infernal Shrines. And if you just raided over and you're wondering how we got here, I got you covered, my friends. The home team this evening is going to be the members of Jailbait. They are going to be opting for first pick priority as they won the coin flip for game number 1. Cursed Hollow and Alterac Pass banned out by them. Sky Temple and Braxis Holdout banned out by Durotan's Couch. Tomb of the Spider Queen was the first map chosen by Durotan's Couch, and they lost that. As a losing team, they can either opt for first pick or map pick priority, and it will be first pick for game number 2. So Jailbait will be choosing to take us to Infernal Shrines. Let's get back into the draft as we've already had a couple things happen here. Joanna, Jaina banned on the left-hand side, going to get rid of the rotation and clear skill or clear ability from those. Zul and Kael'thas being banned out as well. We have a Rhaegar Falstead on the left-hand side. Not too bad from that one. Falstead not often prioritized, but they do have a lot of good poke. The Gust is a good tool for any sort of awkward engagements, or maybe they can gust them into the corner and make some plays into that one. ETC Stukov coming out on the right-hand side, so a lot of control coming out from the side of Durotan's Couch. But they will be opting in for this Gul'dan, which is something we saw in the first game, very, very strong for them. So I'm not too surprised by seeing that Gul'dan pick come out from the members of Durotan's Couch. Be sure to follow. It's no, it's because you can't use @ unfortunately. You have to just use the channel name. So it's just shout out, and then it's just their channel name. So there you go. What is my channel, Monka? Yeah, there you go. It's just, yeah, it's a little weird. You just can't use the @ for some reason. It adds it as a character, as if someone's going to have @ in their name, because I don't know if you can. Either way, that is going to be a Sylvanas band, not wanting to deal with her maneuverability, and what are we going to be seeing banned right on the right-hand side? They still need a main tank, so they could get rid of Mal'Ganis. The Mal'Ganis was kind of a nuisance throughout that entire game. Does really well here. Rhaegar can get the Ancestral onto them. I would actually target the Mal'Ganis myself, just to make sure that that is not something I have to deal with in a brawly-type map. ETC does have some good control, but it's just the thing that I wanted to point out with Cawthon's Mal'Ganis is just they were constantly in the backline. They were finding picks consistently, and it was actually whittling down the enemy team quite a bit. Oh, that's my channel. There you go. Yeah, exactly. I hope Gilly practice was good. I hope you all... I actually need to reach out to all of you, because I think I was going to ask and see if the Gilly Sharks want to do the same thing this Sunday as we did last, because I don't have anything planned, and I think just playing like more Here's the Storm together would be fun. But I'll message you all tomorrow or later tonight, and we have a Greymane Blaze on the left-hand side. So we don't know if this is main tank Blaze. They're currently, Cawthon is the one on it, but that's a Diva actually coming out with a Lunara. That is a pouty and sassy Diva. I have not seen that skin, at least in a draft realm, in quite some time. Last, though, pick coming out on the left-hand side for Jailbait. Something in the solo to go up against the Diva. Something that can harass. Leorc's not bad. I like this, actually. There's good control with this as well, so if ETC tries to power slide in and disrupt, you've got the Righteous Hammer. I think that this is a really strong draft coming out from Jailbait. I think that they've got a really good composition put together here. But hey, ETC Stukov, I mean, the Diva's an outlier for me. Also, the amount of damage over time that Rhaegar's gonna have to heal through will be an issue. We could see Durotan's couch taking us to game number 3. That's definitely possible. It was okay-ish practice. Excuse me. Sorry, there has been a tickle in my throat for a week now. Nothing major. It's just dry air, honest to God. Also, because, like, I'm gasping in air as I'm casting, so there's that. But, you'll be free Sunday. Urel, you really think you can just draft that Jailbait? Yeah, no, if you guys want to, so you'll be free on Sunday, okay. I'll bug you all about it later tonight. If I remember. I might honestly finish stream, grab 2 beers, and just watch a TV show and then go to bed and forget, because I usually do that. Either way, my point was, Gul'dan Lunara is a lot of damage over time for them to deal with, so let's go ahead and find out what's going to happen here. Game number 2 on the left-hand side, we got Jailbait trying to close us out in a 2-0 fashion. We've got Kobo on the Falstead, H2O will be on the Urel, DB Smile will be on that Rhaegar, we've got Cawthon on the Blaze, and we have Fragistellar on the Greymane. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Durotan's Couch trying to take us to a Game 3. Wildcard on the Lunaris. Sailor Twift will be on the Diva. Sir Noble on the ETC. Captain Wedge is going to be on that Stukov, and we've got Gohan on the Gul'dan once again. Stay positive. Yeah. Star, you should leave the puns to the professionals. But who would those people be? Weenus can't always be here. Also, I like that one. I'm okay with that one, 100%. Huge jet propulsion from Cawthon onto the enemy team. Gonna be having a lot of damage onto this Diva mech. Doesn't look like they're actually gonna be, it doesn't look like they're too worried about this mech form or this human, or the pilot form, excuse me, coming out. That will be H2O getting away with a little bit of health. They're gonna be able to just rotate into top lane, might have to tap well. Lunara, Sentinel Wisp. I always harp on this, but look at this vision they are providing. That is a whole lot of vision, but actually speaking of vision, in top lane, we actually have H2O getting dove upon wildcard. I think they just need to press W. Even if they tap well, they're still gonna be going down. They actually supply themselves with 50 armor. They don't find the kill. Right there, Dauntless. Dauntless. Dauntless value. Which also, McIntyre and I are talking about this during the Heroes Heart Celebrity Clash League in-house matches on Monday, and he was pointing, because we did those on the PTR, and I highly recommend you check those out, because it was all shenanigans as well. But they took a Urel had Dauntless, and they were actually stepping into tower range. So the towers themselves remove 5 armor up to 40, and Keeps and Forts remove armor by 10 up to 40. So realistically, she can tank 10 shots from the towers, and she can tank, excuse me, she can take 8 shots from the towers, caster math kicking in right there, or she can, no, yeah. Because it'll just remove 50, or she can tank 5 before actually losing any armor. Sorry, I did the math wasn't there, but then the math was actually there overall. But Fragistellar, will you be able to get away from this one? Oh my god. That is twice now that Lunara has not been able to get a kill in those situations, and that's just such a rough go. There are no professional punsters, that's the whole point. Nobody should pun. Tin, what do you mean? Puns are great! No professionals in HOTS anymore? Hold on now. Hold on now. Yeah, you're right. What do you mean what? Dauntless gives you 50, are you talking about this? Or, oh, just the so close on Greymane. Because of the delay, like sometimes like reactions in chat, I'm just like, oh, was it about the point I made? Did I say the wrong facts? Because I usually do that. Oh good, Lunara missing out on kills makes me a happy boy. Oh my god. Oh good. But Nara missing out on butts makes me a happy boy. Buttspot chiming in just ever so perfectly right there. It is going to be 6 up on both sides. We will be seeing a first objective will be Mortar Punisher in the top lane. I'm just watching minimap as well just to see what we get here for rotations. It is going to be Urel and friends rotating up, Gul'dan coming in as well. Sorry about that. So H2O looking for a flank into the enemy team right now. They're going to dive on a Sailor Twift, who does pop the mecha. not Mecha Fall, the Mecha Explosion. We'll look at it in just a second, and that's gonna be Sailor Twift taking a lot of damage in this pilot form. Excuse me, in the self-destruct. There we go. In the mech form, she was taking a lot of damage, but it's going to go ahead and use those boosters, get back towards the well, tap that one. They do have a camp in bottom lane pushing in. It will crash into the front gate soon for this bottom lane, but I don't think they're too worried about that. Looks like we have a jet propulsion from Cawthon. That's going to be a lot of damage onto the ETC, who does power slide away. Diva Mech is going to get the boosters right out of there. They're going to cycle back around towards the friendly team. Kobo looking to throw out damage here and there. We didn't look at Falstad stacking whatsoever throughout this game so far, so 15% right now. So they bribed 2 units. They've actually got enough to bribe 1 right now to get themselves up to 20 if they want. A lot of damage coming out on the side of Jailbait as Sir Noble's getting into his backline. Sailor Twift going to lose the mech, but they're going to still have that pilot form for some extra damage. Greymane dives out trying to find Sailor Twift, does manage to do so. H2O and friends are very low. They pop the armor onto themselves. Greymane is going to get a razor swipe, rolls away that disengage. Cawthon's able to get a jet propulsion out, and they save them. They only lose the Urel overall, but I do believe they still will lose this entire phase right here. Power slide from ETC looking to focus onto Fragastellar, tanking a lot of shots from the tower. In the new patch, you won't do that, and you just still won't be able to do that right here. YOLO and report, please, as they still get the Mortar Punisher on the side of Durotan's couch for this first objective. Numbers and things, exactly. Numbers and things. War, how you doing, bud? How has your day been going? We all do it for pun now. Oh, KPB. That was good. Where's Weenus though? Like Weenus is just like he is a bard incarnate. Incarnate. Like he's got good quips. He's got a lot of good quips. All right, camp to be grabbed for mid lane. They might be able to rotate onto this in time and fight over it as Cawthon does get a jet propulsion. Diva throws the mech in. Nice little dunk coming out from her. A lot of damage going to go into Cawthon as they do pop the Pyromania as well, getting themselves that 40 armor. Going to be just trying to walk through their own healing from the oil slick right there, as we actually have Diva going back towards H2O, going to be popping that armor as well. Still have that 50 armor, making things a little bit more difficult when it comes to physical damage. She does end up jumping away right there. 9 level 9 for both these teams approaching, or at least getting hit at the same time. 10 talent here will be up and available for our Frozen Punisher, which will be in bottom lane. If they can soft push on either side into this bottom lane, that'll help a ton. I'm happy seeing Diva die too. I just realized I don't like the red team. I want them to die. Dear Lord. Yes. Yes, War, exactly. That one emote. Yo, Free PX, what's up, bud? How you doing? You got a lot of shoutouts last night. Or no, it was Monday night, I believe. I think you got a lot of shoutouts Monday nights on the Heroes Heart channel. We were asking for shoutouts and they just all said to go to your channel, which was just, we all got a giggle out of it. Anyways, this is going to be a fight over the bottom lane. That's a lot of damage on the Sir Noble, who does manage to power slide out. H2O going to get the Ancestor healing just in time, as they do hit 10s during this fight. Rhaegar goes down on the left-hand side, but they get an ETC. And I believe they got the Diva mech as well. I thought I saw an extra thing go down. Yeah, I think the Diva mech might have fallen. Either way. Falstad bribes out that camp. What are we sitting at for bribe stacks? Can't use the fountain. That's not correct. 30% on that. Already, like 30% 7 minutes into this game? Hello? That's a lot. I heard it was Pog. Nice. They're very smart people with great taste. Exactly. Diva clearing out top lane to her best of her abilities. This won't be too much of an issue now. She also has that mech back. I mean, the damage that she can output in the human form is always great, but right now I think she wants to make sure that she doesn't get caught out of position or anything like that, and also has that booster to get themselves further away. Does have the mecha explosion. Will zone them away. She also did go into the big shot at level 10, which will get her cooldown reduction onto her mech. I've seen so there's Pew Pew Pew, which is the upgrade at level 20, so you get 3 shots. I've seen divas like 1v4 casually with that and like lose their mech. Everyone groups up and she gets the 20 upgrade with the big shot, and then she gets her mech again and just repeats that. Like, she just does that for like 5 minutes, and it's absolutely wild. But right now, Shrine and bottom will be Arcane. Just want to quickly check. 30% on Wingman still. Only 14 stacks onto that one. Looks like Falstad's going to go into top lane to make sure they clear this out. Really quickly, Falstad does have Flight up and available if they want to try and fly down here and join the friendly team. Gust is up and available for them as well, as their mana is seeming pretty good. Looks like they're going to be a little bit late to the party as the Horfire comes out from Gul'dan. There's going to be a mosh pit from Chernobyl as well. Wildcard putting a lot of damage onto DB Smiley. Massive shove into the tower range. H2O going to try and make their way out of here. They will make it out of that, but they're not going to make it out of that damage over time as Stukov does go down on the left-hand side. Urel's going to be going down on the right. Falstad flying in. This will be Chernobyl. Ooh, nice use of the Diva, the Mecha Explosion. I cannot think of that one, but Fragistellar, not gonna get the value from the Gust right there, but only gonna take one Leaping Strike from Lunara. Does manage to tap well, and this will be kind of our halfway point in a sense, because we are gonna be seeing about 20 Skeletal Defenders on the right-hand side. But now ETC is gonna be back soon. We do have Urel back up as well. Stukov coming back into this. Excuse me. ETC never went down. I'm jumping around to toe with so many different heroes. Lunara will go down on the left-hand side. Sailor Twiff, I think, will lose their mecha form. The hammering does come out, so they lose that right there. Big shot once again, just to get a little cooldown onto that. You can actually see that that purple bar, that pinkish purple bar, is going to be the cooldown for the mech. I'm gonna go ahead and pull away the talents really quickly. I know we just got 13s in just a second. Murda, thank you for the raid. Welcome everyone from Murda's stream. We are currently in game number 2 of our first best of 3 of the evening, as the Frozen Punisher will be coming out in favor for Jailbait. This is the second Punisher of the game. We find ourselves 13 to 12. 7-4 in kills. We'll cycle through some of those other numbers here in just a second as ETC takes the dive initially from this Punisher, that jump coming over. Diva has no Mecha Explosion, so should lose her mech right here. They get it at the last second. Horfire comes out from the Gul'dan. She's lining up for a big shot as well to get cooldown reduction. Fragistellar chasing out onto them. Looks like they will be able to find a kill onto that one. Leaping Strikes from Lunara onto Fragistellar, trying to get that damage onto them as well. Stukov and Gul'dan and Diva all going down. Frag is still somehow alive. No chain heal. I think, did they just try and tap the enemy well? I'm not sure. Gust coming out from the Falstad, forcing them back into the engagement. This Greymane was like, I'm not too sure about this one. Gonna throw a raw Curse Bullet out to the side right there. Chernobyl gonna take this enemy team on a bit of an adventure, but now the Punisher jumps over. I was just about to say, they need to be wary of that. They could have actually rotated back through mid lane, but now since they doubled back and went through this bottom lane keep front gate, they're going to stagger out their death, and with the Punisher around 29% of its health, they're looking to step further forward. I don't know if they get a keep off this. Nice use of the Mecha Explosion, but the Diva still gets hit and they end up going down, so they do get that damage right there. Punisher will lock down the tower for a second. Seems like they're not going to go any further. Falstad throwing a little damage onto the well. Doesn't grab that, but meanwhile, Greymane was able to push up mid lane, and look at this experience deficit between these two teams. We are looking at I'd say it's about a solid level lead here, or 2 level lead in favor for the members of Jailbait, as they're almost going to hit 16, looking to open up mid lane further. There hasn't been a Punisher in mid yet, so I think they're banking on that fact, but also getting advantage while the enemy team is down a couple members, and the rotation is really close. It's right there. They do have periodic catapult pressure through bottom lane, but it's not going to be scaled out to the point of like game number 1 where it was like Tomb of the Spider Queen dealing like 400 in auto or anything like that. But still, they're going to be very noteworthy, just because of the fact that they are going to be able to consistently pour out damage and win the lane over for the friendly team. Sorry, I wanted to also look at Falstad. 35% on the Lightning Rod bonus damage. Lurking Arm from Stukov. No engagement. I think they were looking for a pre-16 fight on the side of Jailbait, of Durotan's Couch, but Jailbait's wise to this, and they're saying, you know what? We're just going to keep soaking. We're going to throw out more damage. Lunara Wisp is going to get cleared out right there. Kobo going to continue to soak up and make sure they're building those stacks on Wingman so they can get more stacks on their bonus Lightning Rod damage. As we noted, 35%, but if they get 2 more minions here, they will be having another 20 stacks, which means they can bribe 1 unit, so they could bribe that Shaman over there just to speed things up on that camp. Gohan is going to be able to... Oh, no, they're looking to bribe 1 unit over here and steal this away on the aggressive side, as they do know the next Punisher will be Arcane in top. And as I said, they bribe the Shaman to speed things up. Those Hounds are really easy to kill. If you're ever clearing that camp on your own, you usually clear out the Hounds first, then go for the Shaman, because the Shaman doesn't respawn them on the camp. They only respawn them in lane, as you can see that right there. They're actually... Look at the aggression right now. H2O is just tanking damage. I want to point out, in the new patch, this is not going to be a thing. Like, our PTR patch, H2O would have been dead. 100% over H2O would have been dead. Thank you, Kaleo, for the shout out. I really appreciate it. Is this EU or US? This is North America, yes. It would be, what, like 4 or 5 in the morning in CET right now? I don't know many Heroes of Storm players that are even awake right now in Europe. Well, outside of like the few that are actually in chat, so there's that. Anyways, I mean, there's just people who have wonky sleeping hours anyways. So, no 16 talent tier on the side of Durotan's Couch. We do have our Arcane Punisher for top lane next. Mid lane is looking like they want to try and open this up a little bit further to get themselves that periodic catapult pressure by taking down the fort. Looks like they're also going to grab themselves just more camp pressure into lane. If they... was gonna say they could look for a fight without the enemy team getting to 16, but right now they're just so close that they'll probably trickle in during it, or they're not even gonna engage in this fight. They're gonna say, you know what, fort's down in mid. That's whatever to us. We have our 16 talents here. Let's get in position and potentially win over this shrine so we can get some pressure into top lane in our favor. 3:15 England right now. Yeah, that's really late. Kalis is over here. Yeah, that's true. Also, Kalis, I was thinking about our discussion about beer, and you were talking about like how like beer in I want to say it was Norway. I might be wrong on that. I was thinking about I was washing dishes like the next day. Tuborg. Tuborg is a beer that I miss so much, and I used to drink it all the time in Romania when I visit my family, but this is a combustion from Blaze. There's a lot of AoE damage. Gust coming out from the Falstad as well. Sailor Twift trying to find their way out of here is going to pop the Mech Explosion. Ancestor healing onto DB themselves. That was pretty much mitigated by the Mech Explosion, and this is going a little sideways on the side of Durotan's couch, but they still lost their Rhaegar on the left-hand side as they're going to find a kill onto Lunara. Chasing further out, H2O. Yeah, no, Kobo is actually somehow, for some reason over here, just hanging out. Gonna have a lot of damage from that Lightning Rod as they do a 40% onto that one. Noob Alley, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, my friend. Hopefully I said your name right. Wonky sleeping hours confirmed. 416 here in the Netherlands. Yeah. So it wasn't Norway. It is the Netherlands. Or Nederlands, as my dad likes to say. But Tuborg. Tuborg is a beer that I miss, and you can't get in the United States. Actually, I think you can get, I want to say they have it in Canada, but it's only like the cans. You can't get the big like 750 milliliter bottles, which those are the best because they have the giant pop top on them. Sorry, I know it's side tangent about beer, but it's just, it popped in my head, and I remembered that Kalis was talking about beer with me one night, and so I just wanted to bring that up. But anyways, 19 to 17 in our levels. They're going to be continuing to push through this top lane. Curseball goes out into Sir Noble. Jump over the wall from H2O as well. Sailor 12 try to push them back as well. This is going to be a big defense coming out from the side of Durotan's couch. If they give over this keep, or if they give over a couple kills, they could be looking to end the game because they've got a good wave here. Gus coming out from Falstad to actually push the bomb further away from them. It's a 60-second cooldown, but they end up stepping further forward onto this because that was giving them time to burn down the Punisher. Diva's going to lose her mech. There's going to be a power slide from ETC. I thought there was going to be a mosh pit, but it's actually on a 10-second cooldown right there. DB is going to get the Ancestor healing onto themselves. It looks like they're going to back off after getting the keep, though. They don't want to stay too long in this top lane, and they're going to wait for 20s and maybe re-engage with that advantage. You don't see Tuborg much here either. It's more Scandinavian thing, yeah. It like, I think like I want to say it's Amsterdam, but I feel like that's wrong. I don't know, I've been to Germany, France, Spain, Romania. Like, I've been around a little bit of Europe, and Romania is the only place that I've ever seen Tuborg. Like, I've never seen it in Germany, I've never seen it in Spain, never in France. Like, it was a weird one for me. Sorry. That's swipe prevented combustion AoE. We're the home of Heineken, the most average of average beers. I mean, there's Foster's from Australia, which I think people in Australia kind of view it the same way. And we have those here in the United States as well, but it's just such a capitalistic thing where it's just like everyone's just trying to, like, seltzers. Like, when seltzers came out, how long was it before Bud Light had their own? Like, that was wild to me. It was like 2 weeks, and it was just like Bud Light's got one too. It's like, really? All right, we're all doing this. Jet propulsion, power slide from the ETC, another gust coming out from the Falstad. We have Diva trying to push people back in her mecha form. This is going to be power slide in from ETC. Mosh pit's up and available. There's a lurking arm, which is stopping that from really happening. Massive shove, lurking arm on the opposing side. Not going for the mosh pit, which is actually a little surprising coming out. I mean, they were set up for it. Maybe they saw the interrupt and I wasn't looking at it, but Urel's gonna knock. Oh my god, Stukov just gets collapsed upon. DB's gonna have the Ancestor healing upgrade to level 20. You can see that Farseer's blessing splashing to the friendly members. Diva gonna zone with her mech right there. Gonna try and push them back as well. Hammering coming out from Falstad, poking here and there. What are they sitting at? 50% bonus damage on the Lightning Rod. We are 17 minutes in, and Greymane just one-shots the Lunara. They were down in health, but still, they're gonna chase out further. They're gonna stagger out of death. Sailor 12 will lose the mech. They're actually gonna have the dash away. I believe that's a level 16 talent. Unfortunately, that torpedo dash will not be able to get them away. The Diva angry face coming out. And with 2 keeps down, they're going to move over to the core. Actually, 3 keeps, because bottom lane went down as well during all that. They're going to move over to the core, and the members of Jailbait are going to be continuing on to the round of 8 in the ReGen Invitational bracket for the ReGen number 3, or the third ReGen Invitational. GG, well played over to them.